Hello, my name is Gabriel Thompson, and it's an honor to be here. I'm actually from San Jose, but currently live in Brooklyn, and I work as a journalist, and I wrote a book called Working in the Shadows, which is about a year I spent doing jobs often done by undocumented immigrants, and so I just wanted to say a few words. The hardships that undocumented workers suffer, which I witnessed firsthand while writing my book, Working in the Shadows, has me thinking about a term that is frequently used in debates around immigration: earned citizenship. The phrase is meant to highlight the fact that immigration reform wouldn't just grant people amnesty, but force them to follow a path to citizenship that they must earn by paying fees, taking English classes, etc. Many people apparently seem to believe that undocumented immigrants have it easy, and so should need to prove that they are actually willing to sacrifice to become full citizens of the United States. For me, when I think about sacrifices, my mind turns to the poultry plant I worked at in rural Alabama. Many of my coworkers are Guatemalan immigrants. While they performed the highly dangerous work, they shared their life stories, many of which followed a similar path. They had fled a civil war in which some of their friends and family were killed. When they first arrived in the U.S., they came to Florida to pick tomatoes, a job they survived for years in an area where slave labor still flourishes. Now they spend 8 hours a day doing the highly repetitive work of poultry processing, sometimes suffering from carpal tunnel and other ailments. Half of my English-speaking orientation crew had left the job within weeks. Many of the Guatemalans I worked alongside had stuck with the work for years. When I've gotten to know the individual stories of undocumented immigrants, the last thing on my mind is that they need to earn something more in order to prove they are willing to make sacrifices to live in this country. Instead, I think about how lucky I am to have had such an easy life, which is only made possible because some very determined Finns and Norwegians took a big risk 100 years ago and got on a boat. Of course, back then we didn't make my ancestors earn anything. If they were white and had the gumption to make the dangerous trek, they were granted legal status. So some things have certainly changed. But my year of working alongside Latino immigrants, many undocumented, has forced me to realize that they have been earning the right to citizenship for years, and in the process feeding us, caring for our children and our grandparents, and doing so much of the work that our economy depends on. It's high time we recognize their tremendous efforts and the debt we owe them by bringing them out of the shadows.